What is up, fam? We are back. Yes, I'm here for you. I'm here. I'm back. Can you feel my passion for you? And that's why we're going to be talking about the 3 things that you can do right now to become a high value man. But before that, 1 second. Click the like button, 2 seconds, click the subscribe button, and 3 seconds, click the notification bell. Helps you, helps me, and we are all just family, aren't we? We all come from the same 2 people, Adam and Eve, right? So we're all family. So if you really loved me like you should, like a family member should, you should be clicking that notification bell. I'm looking good, but I got to get rid of a little bit of these man boobies. Getting bigger, getting better. But we'll see. And maybe need some antiperspirant. Anyway, let's get into it. So, high value man. 3 things. Step number 1. Well, first off, why do you want to be a high value man? First reason is that typically when you're a high value man, you get to do virtually whatever you want. Obviously within the bounds of the law and so on, but essentially you get to live freely. You get to live in the way that you design, the life that you want to live, that you design, you created, and so on and so forth. You're not bound necessarily by an employer. You're not bound by an employer. You're not bound by people who you have to go and serve, because you are your own high value man. You produce on your own, which brings us to number 1. Number 1 thing to become a high value man is to produce. What does that mean? Producing is creating value for people where they pay you. Creating value where people can benefit from the skill set that you have, so much so that they will give you money. But that's not it. Production is not just that. Production is building a family. Production is building a home. Production is providing for your family. Production is providing for yourself, your community, your friends, and so on and so forth. What are you producing? Our school system teaches us to be employees. And if you need any evidence whatsoever of that, what do you do in school? You go wake up early, head to school, wait for the bell to ring, 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 get in your seat. Don't ask questions. We got the lesson for the day. Okay. Ring, ring, ring. Let's go to the next class and the next class and the next class. Get there at 8. Leave there at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock sometimes, right? And you are conditioning yourself for that 8 to 5, that 9 to 5 job. It's just the way it is. That's what our school system does. And so with that, there's no real value on producing value, and there's no real focus on creating. There's a focus on doing the right things, saying the right things, following and passing all the tests. But it's the second you pay someone to pass a test for you so that you can go and create something, boom, you're in detention, you're expelled, all those different things, right? So it's very hard for the modern man to be productive, to actually produce without feeling like you're taking something. It's almost like you're feeling like something's wrong. It's one of the reasons why I hated sales in the beginning, because I always thought that I was taking from somebody, right? Oh man, okay. Come on, Dean. Gotta work on them chests. Gotta work on that chest. I always felt like I was taking, kind of like a greasy salesman, right? Used car salesman. But once you start seeing that you have something valuable for people and you have to convince them that it's valuable, and when they buy, it ends up being freaking amazing. Why would you not want to help people? Why would you not want to give that? So number 1 is production. So number 2 is strength. This is something that I pass by a lot. If you look at my older videos, very chubby, Prior to this, once I was out of Kuwait and Afghanistan, I was ripped. I was chiseled. It was awesome. And it looked amazing, right? I also felt powerful, felt good. And that is, for at least for a man, being strong, being physically strong challenges you because it's something that's causing you to struggle, right? And it teaches you patience. Are you going to get fit overnight? No. Are you going to get fit in 30 days? Probably not. Are you going to get ripped in 60 days? Possibly. But why do we value people who have six-pack abs, big shoulders, big chest, big arms, things like that? We value them because we know it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of patience, and a lot of time to get that. So the more that you develop your strength through jiu-jitsu, through Muay Thai, through martial arts, through bodybuilding, all those different things, it signals to the world that you are not going to just cave when things get bad. You are going to consistently deliver. You're going to consistently grow. And that's huge. And you could be huge too if you go that direction. But that's huge. That's a big, big, big thing. But that also is not everything. Ultimately, we've all met those bodybuilders. We've all met those rich people also who are just unhappy people. They're bodybuilders, but they keep getting divorced. They're bodybuilders, but they have no money. They're rich people, but they get divorced. They're rich people and they are fat and lazy, right? We all know those types of people. I'm working on the lighting at night, and I can see green in my hair because of the green screen. Oh, did you see that? Wait, right here, it's disappearing. I need to work on the lighting. I don't know. Anyway, all that being said, that leads us to number 3. Inner game. What's going on inside? This is the biggest thing. So in the Bible, it says, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Everything that is us flows from our heart. So we think of our heart as being here generally, but our heart is actually the center. This is where all the, when you got a feeling in your gut, or when you're really, really sad, you can feel the knots right here. This is where traditionally in Christianity, this is where your soul is. And we as men tend to be very heady, and we tend to not have a lot of our heart associated with who we are, right? And the fully integrated man is one that has the head and heart together in full integrity, full honesty, full truth. Okay. So this means stopping lying. Every time you lie, you kind of separate the heart and the head, because your heart knows that you're lying. Your head can rationalize that, oh no, I'm not lying. I'm just saying this and that and this and that and whatever. And it creates that rip, that separation. Stop lying, right? That was a big thing for me. I was very manipulative. Still am. I mean, everyone lies, but catching yourself and not allowing yourself to stay in those lies are huge. Okay. So stop lying, for one. Start trusting and getting used to being comfortable with who you are. This is another thing. If you look at my old videos, I would not talk like this. In fact, who am I to even get up here and say anything like this? I'm still learning. We're all still learning. I have mentors who are much further down the high value game than I am. But internally, the more that I worked on myself, the more I meditated, the more I prayed, the more I was honest with myself, honest with the people around me, the more the outside world started bending toward what I wanted as a man, whether that's with money, whether that's with my relationship with my wife, my kids, and so on. The more I worked on myself, the more, boom, power I had. Because when you have all 3 of those things, you have production, you're producing, you're not just watching TV all day. When I go to the barista and he's like, what's your, have you watched Obi-Wan Kenobi or whatever? And I'm like, Dude, I don't watch TV. I haven't watched like television shows in literally almost a decade. Wasting your time hours a day. Did you know that the average American spends 5 hours a day watching TV? 5 hours a day watching TV. Let's see the calculation on that real quick. 5 times 365. 5 times 365. That's 1,825 hours that could be spent producing something, creating a side business, creating art, creating music, that you gave to a television show, that you gave to several television shows that gave you what? Entertainment? Okay. What can you buy with that? When your wife is leaving you, are you going to say, well, but we watched Obi-Wan Kenobi. I did the calculations, honey. We watched 300 hours of Obi-Wan Kenobi together. Doesn't that mean anything to you? Lost, Obi-Wan Kenobi, The Simpsons, all these things, valueless. Sure, every once in a while, have a diversion. But ultimately, 5 hours a day, that's according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, by the way. 5 hours is like 5.2 hours or whatever. Production, strength, inner game equals power. And that's what makes you a high value male. And people could feel that around you. Even if you try and hide it, they can feel it. So what do you want? Do you want to spend 1,825 hours watching a show, or use those to become the high value man that you're meant to become? You can think about it. While you're thinking about it, go check out www.prosulum.com, prosulum.com. If you have a business and you want to scale that business big time using a virtual systems architect, which is a virtual assistant with superpowers that virtually will transform your business. I used virtual a lot. It's all good. Or check out freedomin5minutes.com. Either way, you get to see my secret sauce of how I run a business that is crushing it during these times. And all that being said, you can do it too. So with that, I will see you. This is Dean Soto, and I will see you in the next video.